All
Okay.
right. All right. Good evening, everyone. This is Fola with Flipping in Heels V, and I'm here with the lovely Miss Cherylann Charles Williams. I'll let you introduce yourself. How about that? Go ahead.
That works for me. That works for me. Hi, everyone. I am Cherylann Charles Williamson, and I am a protege, shall we say, of Flipping in Heels. Learned a lot in the past few months and a year or so, speaking with Fola and the program that she runs. And so I'm happy to talk about it. I'm a real estate investor, among other things, as you can tell from the label after my name. So, but certainly moving into the realm of real estate as a full-time entity for sure. And this has been very helpful.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's start with you just telling us about, well, you've told us who you are. So tell us what you do right now and why you got into real estate investing.
Well, I have a PhD, as you see from the name, and I am full-time into human communication, organizational development for our other company, tech company. And so one thing as entrepreneurs already, for a tech company, we believe in multiple streams of revenue. Right. So absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's always good never to put your eggs in one basket. And we
Yep.
have, so we're on the tech side and we're doing that very, very well. And then the other thing I do is I have a scholarship program, a foundation. And so multiple streams of revenue help fund that program. And so as entrepreneurs, we're very excited to always start those things that will help us in that way. And
Yep.
so I want to get into real estate because I did have some background in it, my husband and I. And so we thought, okay, let's make it grow. Let's
Yep.
make it bigger. Let's
Yep.
be more creative and
Scale.
see we can let's scale up, see what we can get
Yep.
with it. And
Yep.
that's what we are, where we're doing.
All right. Wonderful.
Mhm.
Wonderful. So, what are some of the frustrations and problems you were having before joining the Flipping in Heels program?
I think one of the biggest frustrations is the funding source, right? Just trying to tap the funding sources that we thought were available to us. And
Right.
clearly, after joining the program, realized we did not know as much as we thought we did. Getting some more unique sources, different ways to be creative with financing. I think that was very frustrating for us because money is the seed of everything. It's
Yep.
what can make you lose a deal, gain a deal. And so it was very important for us. And I think we were meeting up against that wall of financing and funding. And that was a problem for us.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Mhm,
So there's so many programs out there, right?
mhm.
What made you want to join the Flipping in Heels DMV mentorship program? What did it for you?
A number of things. First of all, let me just say off the top of my head, the Flipping in Heels logo and name is just amazing.
I love it.
And as a woman, flipping in heels, now that's interesting. What's this about flipping in heels? It really, really catches your attention, doesn't it? And
Yes.
so looking at that and then realizing, oh wow, here is someone who is really flipping glamorously. I, I want to do that. I want to be like
Right.
that. And so I think that really the model that been set forth is important. The visual optics is important. And so I think that became important for me to find out, okay, let's go flipping in heels. And outside of the aesthetics, there's also substance in the program.
Mm.
The things you talk about is really substantive in terms of starting the deal, funding the deal, how to analyze it, all those sort of things. And so it was clearly not just the aesthetics, it was also the substance in the program that made me want to join you.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, what was the first problem you solved once you came into the program?
The funding source was like I said, that was a major frustration. And so that
Right,
became a big deal for us. And one of
right.
the funding sources, can we name the source, or do you mind if we name the source that you use? I'd rather not.
You can talk about it.
Okay, yeah. And so we use Backflip, I think is one of the ones that you recommended, and they have been very good to us. A couple of deals we've used with them. And so we continue to use them as we go forward. So that's the biggest problem that's been solved is really the funding. Because
Right,
prior to that, our funding was really, we had the other side of, okay, we'll get some private investors, which is a big source that you all mentioned as well, the private investing, but they were not as large as we wanted them to be, right? To
right.
supplement what we're doing. And so
Mm,
having these other venues and vendors really help push us over the top in terms of how many deals we can have at a time and,
absolutely.
our funding source. Yes. So that was a big
Right,
problem that was solved.
right. And then also, I just want you to talk more about the funding as well in terms of like, going from talked about being able to do more deals, right?
Mhm.
But apart from that as well, in terms of like the what you have to pay, in the savings. Let's talk about the savings, because if you're going in as a brand new investor with
Hmm.
no experience and no mentorship and no one backing you, you're
Hmm.
looking at like 5 points.
Hmm.
While when you're going in with someone who
Hmm.
can say, okay, well, yeah, this person is going to be my
That's right.
mentor, they're going to be
That's right.
helping me, there's a
That's right.
difference. And that's a big savings that people actually
Yes.
forget about. So can you just
That's
talk that real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like a reference sort of program, and the backing is there as well. So although we had some things under our belt, it's always good to say, okay, we're here flipping in heels, Fuller have done this, and she's recommending we have the history, the combined, history going in. So
Right.
that really makes a difference in terms of the points you pay, the cost of your investment, or the cost of your funding decreases as a result of this partnership. So that works. That worked in our favor very much so.
Wonderful,
Hmm.
wonderful. So now let's talk about what was the biggest gold nugget that you found inside the program that you could share with someone in your same position right now who might be watching this video right now. I know a lot of people, when I chat with them,
Hmm.
potential mentees, they
Hmm.
talk about funding and how to
Yes.
get access to funding. And then
Yes.
some talk about, oh, yeah, they have bad credit. How do we get
Hmm.
into this? Or they think that they need
Hmm.
a whole lot of money to get into real estate investing. So can you
Right.
just share your experience on that? And
Sure. I have a number of things I can say about that. I'd start with like three, for instance. One would be let go of fears. I think a lot of people operate in fear. You
okay,
know, I can't do it. I'm afraid. There's risk involved. That's something that Clipping and Heels is very transparent about. Yes, there are risks involved, but we're showing you how to overcome some of those risks, how to mitigate the risk. And
right,
so you're no longer in this false acceptance of a reality that doesn't really exist. They're telling you, okay, here's what really happens, what really exists, and here's how we surmount those odds and those problems, and you can move forward there. I would think the second thing would be just a knowledge base, right?
yeah,
That's the gold nugget that Flipping Heels have to offer, the knowledge base that comes and the willingness to share that knowledge base. Of course, the third would be the funding source itself. They are out there, and the knowledge that Flipping Heels have brings that to you. You get that piece of information, which is very critical to the growth of your company. And then the final thing I'll say is this is not just a one piece shopping experience. This is a whole gambit from finding the deal to analyzing the deal to selling the deal to walking through the rehab to finalizing the project, finishing it, and then selling it or holding it, whatever it is you choose to do. I think there's no one nugget. It's just a whole big nugget
I
of
like that.
information and
Yeah.
and just a great program to be involved with for sure.
Wonderful. Love
Mhm.
it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. What transformation would you say you've experienced in your business since joining the program?
The scalability, the number of projects that we can have at one time.
Time.
That's the biggest piece of it for us. The funding, of course, to
Mhm.
be able to fund multiple projects, two or three versus just one, and really going slowly, just funding to be able to do more than one project at a time. I would say that's the biggest part.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, where do you think you would be right now if you didn't take action and join the mentorship program?
I would be stuck. And that's pretty much what I was, right? Just stuck in a holding pattern of, I know this works, I'm gonna stick with it versus let me find out what else is out there and how to
Right.
utilize the resources at my fingertip. How do I get those resources? How do I utilize them? And I think if I had not been in touch or utilizing your resources, I would be stuck back in the holding pattern of, I need more. I don't know how to get it. So I'm just gonna stick with what I know. And that's the biggest growth and the biggest change, I would say.
Wonderful. That is amazing. Guys, can you
Yes.
hear that? Being stuck. You don't want to be somewhere
No.
analyzing and over analyzing and not being able to
Overthinking. Yeah.
sit. Yep. Yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
Absolutely. So I love that. I love that. If there's anyone watching that is on the fence about joining the program, what would you say to them?
Just do it.
Yep.
It's the
I like it.
catchphrase.
Like, nice. Just do it. Yep.
Just do it. It's a
Yep.
catchphrase. I mean, if you think of realistically, if you think of all the things that you invest in, but you don't get a return of investment like you would do with real estate in this program, you would really, be remiss in your movement, in your action if you don't do it. Just do it. It's a
Yeah.
catchphrase, but it really is the one that will take you off the fence, get you moving, and you begin to see, growth in many areas, and then
Yep.
you see the profit. So
Yep.
just do it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing,
sure.
amazing. Thank you so much. It was
Oh, you are
wonderful
so
having
welcome.
you on.
Absolutely. Yes.
So yeah, that's
Thank you so much for having me hear my voice and to encourage other
it.
people. You guys are amazing. Do a great job. Thank you so much.
All right,
All
wonderful.
right. Thank you.
All right. Okay, that was amazing. I'm gonna
Good.
pause. I'm gonna pause this for a second.
Hi, everyone. This is Cherylann Charles Williamson, and I am so happy to be here to give a testimonial about flipping in heels. This has been an amazing program. It has taken me from being stuck to movement and to being fruitful and successful. I have no reservations about recommending this program to you. It's such an organized program, well run, such a resourceful program, and with individuals who are knowledgeable about what they're doing. So I would do this again and again. They're very deep in knowledge, and so I come back all the time to get guidance from beginning of a process to the end, from analyzing a deal, finding a deal, to funding a deal, to the rehab process, to flipping or holding a deal. They are one-stop shop that does it all, and it's an amazing experience. It would behoove you to join the program. I'd recommend it